Actually, my problem's not medical. It's psychological.
Now out at Fourth Wall, it's the fucking worth it. C500 hat.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if we're supposed to be able to say that on YouTube. Talking about. Go on over to Fourth Wall, pick it up today, hot and fresh off press. Link is in description, down there at the bottom. Please support me. You can tell the stereo could use an upgrade. It's factory, straight from 1998. What's going on today, guys? It's been a while. It's 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Yeah, Saturday, because it's cut off. That's why I agreed to doing this. Always need. It is springtime, full effect. We've been doing night work. Haven't been getting a lot of hours. I got like 115 hours for this pay period, so not a ton. I usually like to hover around the 130 to 150 is kind of like, that's good enough for me. Any more than that, I feel like I'm getting played out and overworked. Even though the paycheck is nice when you get the extra, you know, get over the 150, 180, and then you're just like, cha-ching. But it just disappears anyways, and I'm just like, you know what, instead of me working harder to try to afford everything you want we need for the household, why don't we learn to live cheaper? And then I don't have to work as hard. Then I don't have to be angry that I'm working so hard just to try to keep afloat, you know, trying to keep this boat going above. whatever kind of terminology. If you work oil field, you know what I mean. There is some probably companies where you can stay pretty busy year round, but there's always a lull around springtime, no matter where you work. If you're the top guy, you get to stay relatively busy in most of the companies. If you're the guy on the bottom of the food chain, you get laid off or you go on EI, whatever kind of happens, and it does. Lots of people do it. I'm just like, I've never taken EI. I'm like, by the time you get it and how much you get, I'm like, I'd rather just keep working, and I'm not going to make videos on EI, right? So I'll probably make more money off making videos than I would make on EI, easily. Not that I'm making a lot, don't get it twisted. I don't know how much I would get for EI, honestly. I know there's a percentage and there's a way to work it out, but I was on WCV for a little bit and that sucked. I was like, wow, when I broke my neck, I had no choice because I wasn't going to be driving, so. To be in a neck brace, it was like 8 months by the time it was said and done, and then I was on light duty for a little bit within this 8 months. It sucked because I was doing a lot of office work at Road Train like this. Like, that's perfect for your neck. What are we doing today? We got some tonight work. Let's talk about what's been going on this week anyway. So we had to wheel a frac string in and a frac string out. So I'm talking about Step Energy was the trucks we wheeled in, a blender, bunch of pumpers. So these are all trailers. The lease was just off a 90% road band, so they couldn't drive in. So I'm guessing that these trucks can normally only get around at 100% weight at minimum. So we had to wheel them all in. And again, it was out at Strachan for the same company. If you guys seen that one video where we did it for Tourmaline, we were out west of Cow Lake on the 752, kind of like Ram River. It's not quite Ram River, but. And the consultant had the drone and stuff. Same guy. I didn't get any footage because it was all night, it was dark, I was definitely grumpy and I was not into it because it was kind of like the first all-night shift that kind of I got, and I was just like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it, but it was a snowstorm, it was in the dark, we had chained up, wasn't that great, wasn't fun, but we got the job done. And then a couple days ago, had to go and take all that stuff out of there again, but the road was good, but the gravel pit where we were dropping off was snow. I couldn't get out from underneath the Jeep. 1 set, 2 sets. I was just like, man, I was so mad. So much work when you just want to like just do it as quick as possible to get it over with so you go to sleep, go home, whatever you're gonna do, right? And it was a fight. Bros weren't that great at getting the trailer on there straight, so as soon as the trailer came out of the fifth wheel, it would shoot a little bit sideways, and then it was a huge thing. And like the one time I was off the rollers, the front of the neck has 4 rollers, 2 for the fifth wheel, and then once you come out of the fifth wheel, it's on the side roll, the framework for the Jeep, right? And then it has guides. But yeah, there was a few times some stuff was going on, and I was just like, yay. And that was a time I had to put on 2 sets so I could get out from underneath the Jeep. And even at that, I was struggling to get any traction. I was just like, man. So what are we doing? We're gonna go in early. I gotta pull the mid out from underneath the 16 scissor that I was using to wheel the frac equipment. I was the lucky one that had the Jeep. I had 16, 16, and 8. Everybody else had 16 and 24, no boosters, but it's not that bad. I gotta take the low pro, we gotta put it underneath the mid. We're going to move piston 9 is out on the Isaacin, so that is north of Fox Creek, right through town. Well, not right through town, but off the side of town. Out into the bush there, and then we gotta take it to the Big Stone, down, there's supposed to be like a laydown area somewhere, PBR. I have no idea where it is, honestly. I don't even know. I thought he said it was like kilometer 24. Fuck, it's gonna be way back in there. Tony Mann, 24 or something. Somebody on here that's watching knows where it is, and it's like, oh yeah. Hopefully it's didn't snow out there. It hasn't snowed here in a couple days. I'm hoping Fox Creek hasn't had any snow. Whitecourt, well, whatever. Fox Creek area, where I'm going. That's the only area I'm worried about. Leaving early enough, gonna go somewhere, sleep for 8 hours, get up, get coffee at A&W, hit the bush, because we're only 10 to 10 is our road time allowance on the gravel. Manager plates. Shouldn't drive a car you don't own like that. Just what? But anyways, yeah, that's what we're up against. I haven't done any recording in a long time because it's just been a lot of nighttime stuff, and I'm sorry I'm talking long here in the beginning, but there's gonna be a lot of probably lack of video because we're gonna be in the dark again, so I'm not going to take too much footage because if you can't really see, so there's no point in getting carried away with footage. Stay tuned. One flat.
Fuck!
Way easier to look than have to lift the wheel and block up the legs and put the caulk out, you know? Fuck's sakes, everything's fucking leaking. Everything's wore out. After a hard winter. we hired D&D to do the bed work. So they were kind enough to let us Jeep off here in their yard. We're not allowed to, well, we're allowed to, but they just don't want us to bring the Jeeps to location, you know? Which is gay balls times 200 million. Beautiful Fox Creek. We're here just gearing up for a little bit of a day nap. Got the super curtain here. Picked this up from what is that? Trucker Pro Trucker. I got it from whether I bought it online or I got it from the Shell in Whitecourt. I don't remember, but it's a one piece. It goes all the way around. It's pretty decent. I've had it for like 3 years, still holding up. Actually, no, that's a lie. It's like 4.5. I bought it when I was in Frank. I have the curtains, but it's just a pain in the ass to dig them out. Right, they're up here. Out of it. Easy storage, easy to put away. If you crumple it up into a ball, eventually you do see like little parts where it's vinyl on one side, sorta. So if you crumple it up in a ball like I do and just stuff it in the back corner, eventually it wears. But if you folded it nice, it would probably last a lot longer. But hey, almost 5 years, that's pretty good. Look, I don't know if you guys seen these yet, but it's looking great. I gotta unlock the screen, look at that shit. Yeah, that's pretty dope, eh? It's not bad. It's a pretty good picture of Ketchup 1.0. Decent. You can get yours on Fourth Wall along with some other stuff. I'm always trying to create stuff, you know, if it's something, just try things, put them out there. Pretty soon my store is getting too big. Fourth Wall, too much stuff. I'm gonna have to start thinning out stuff, and you can archive it, you can dig it out later. If it's something that's growing pretty decent numbers, I probably won't archive it because I'm like, well, people are buying it, why archive it, right? So I always like to keep the popular stuff and then thin out the stuff that maybe only the real diehards are buying. So we'll see you guys in like 7.5, 8 hours. Yeah. Low beam fault. I don't know what that is, but... tug test. Happy? Are you guys pumped? Yeah. Yeah. Totally. It's not as bad as I thought. I didn't look at my dispatch until just like right now. I was like, oh, I'll have to do one trip over there. It's probably 2 hours one way. We'll see, I guess, somewhere around there. We're going to kilometer 18 on the Tony Main is where we're racking stuff on the left-hand side there. I'm pretty sure that's right across from the Secure, or the Secure is 17 or something. I got a feeling I know where it is, but whatever. I got directions. And then we're kilometer 11 on the Murphy. Raylan. The Strip, Fox Vegas. Benji. Good evening. Mosey on out there. It's pretty damp. Jeeped off here at D&D's right here. Right here. It's still kind of like a snow slush in their yard, so it's not that cold. It's probably not even 0 right now. It's supposed to get a -5 tonight. Not all that great, really, honestly. But anyways, truck on.
Lost in smoke, I hold my breath. Black and blue, it's life or death. Waiting for you. I'm trapped in a loop and I can't get through. Waiting
this time couldn't get past mine, so I wanna do right for the ending. Count on my blessings, that's the best thing, seeing the stars for what they Tell me, how many times do I gotta lose my breath to pave the way? Or I can just keep living my life and stay the same.
Lost in smoke, I hold my breath. Black and blue, it's life or death. Waiting, waiting, waiting for you. I'm trapped in a loop and I can't get through. I can't get through. I'm trapped in a loop and I can't get through.
uphill. Downhill's that way, that would have been perfect. I don't know why they do it. Oh yeah, we'll just get the guys that unload uphill. Yeah. Thanks. Loaded heavy on the Tony at 18.
Heavy Dagger 20.
Gerald with Brawler checking out of the Murphy site.
See you.
Loaded, leaving Murphy site, coming out to Tamarack at 11. Getting on the Tamarack at 11. Any empties coming? Here, get you. Copy that, thanks. She's a rattling off the trees, quite good. It's only minus 4.5, a little stiffer. This is a little bit lighter, so it's like a win-win. Good to go. got a small hiccup. It's broken. Just kidding. I didn't break down. It's Easter Sunday. And the guy at the rack site where we dropped off, on the Tony Manny, it's like, yeah, I would drop it off Monday. I didn't really think about it. I'm like, what? Why wouldn't I drop it off on the way home? It's like an extra 6 hours if I gotta come back to Atchison. So we're just outside of Marathorpe and trying to make a decision if we take it to the truck stop, deck it off and leave it there till tomorrow, or drag it all the way back to Red Deer, which is not super heavy or anything. It's easy going, so it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just like, just want to get going here. It's 8 a.m. Stopped in Whitecourt, got coffee and breakfast, and yeah. Small garbage can of A&W there. 3 times in the last, like, what, 12 hours? So yeah, I'm just waiting for him to make up his mind. Like, I hate to just leave somebody's load at the truck stop, right? It's not locked up or anything, so I'm sure there's some stuff in there they don't want to go missing, and it's just kind of, somebody should have pre-planned and be like, why wouldn't you make arrangements so we could just drop this off on the way home and then be done with it? But no, it's just fuck around, do this, do that. So yeah, stand by for a moment. Okay, that was quick. We didn't take it to Drayton, to Raylan's yard, and survey says any minute now, any second would be better. All right. Okay. We'll go to Raylan's, stack off. So much for that. On the floor. Just for you guys. Just so you know, my knees are around my neck. Look who it is. Well, it's kind of a shitty ending to a video, but whatever, sometimes this is how it happens. Somebody else will come get that in the morning and take it to Atchison and unload it. Really, the distance, it's less of a drag for me to drag it home if I'm Drayton to Atchison versus Red Deer to Atchison. It's pretty much the same thing. Might be an extra 15 minutes for us. I think we'll send one of our trucks too, so somebody will come from Red Deer, Drayton, then from Drayton to Atchison, because that trailer's got to come back to us. Hopefully I got my deck pin back. That sucks. Sucked her against the pin trying to straighten her out. Oh well. Make more every day. We'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.
Drunk style.